Hello and welcome to Live News. The immediate past Minister of Youth and Sports Development Chief Sunday Dare. The federal government of Nigeria has taken punitive action against the secretariat. Nigerians have expressed fear over the possible shutdown of businesses and job losses.
See, things are just going higher every day.
For a fact that going from here to Ombalinde before was at 300, but now is at the high side of 700, 600.
The subsidy costs us trillions of naira yearly. Such as a vast sum of money will have been better spent on public transportation, health care, school, housing, and even national security.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our live television. We are on today on Political Alive, your regular program. Your regular anchor, Mukaila Odunbaku. Good afternoon. I have with me here today Honorable Muftau Egberunbe, popularly known as Egbe. Honorable Muftau Egberunbe is a former education secretary of Apapa local government, a two-time member of Lagos State House of Assembly, and also a special advisor on political legislative matters to the Lagos State Speaker in the person of Honorable Mudashiru Ajayi Obasa. He's also a one-time member of House of Representatives, equally also representing Apapa constituency, a reputable political analyst and a known person to almost all the political corners, responsible man, and also a sport lover. You are welcome to this program.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you, sir. We just don't want to bother you much, but we really appreciate your comment. Let's take it. What is your own opinion or your view as a political juggernaut yourself? What can we take, or what can you take from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's speech of yesterday? Independence speech of yesterday.
The personality of the president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, display an hallmark of present-day leadership, emotional intelligence. That usually is the core of that speech. You will see in that personality the person of the president that is sensitive to the plight of Nigerians. His proactiveness was brought to bear away from the past government, where we have lackluster attitude and time of responses to issues as it affects the masses. The highlight of the speech affirms the fact that the president is connected to his people, is connected to the masses. He feels the pains. He realizes there is pain arising from the decay of the recent past, especially the issue of the subsidy. And he equally agrees to the fact that there are mess to be cleared as far as the procedure of the CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria, in the last administration. And he intends to bring succor to the Nigerian masses. Palliatives were rolled out in that speech, 35,000 to the Nigerian workers for 6 months. Looking into SMEs, small-scale enterprises, with intended to make them access finances to move on their businesses. And you want to agree with me that SMEs, small scale enterprises, are the largest employer of labor the world over. Government does not have business providing jobs. What behoves a responsible government is to provide an enabling environment for businesses to strive. Access to loan, security, and electricity in particular to power. And you see cottage industries springing up, who in turn would create jobs, reduces the incidence of miscreants, and of course, these cottage industries would employ people who in turn will pay taxes, thereby showing up the revenue base of the nation. So I think the speech in itself is a rewarding one, and I want to think the high point and the hallmark of that address is that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu displayed a high level of emotional intelligence, which of course is the core of modern day leadership.
Thank you. In a nutshell, what you are telling us is that what the president is bringing on the table is a good goodies, it's likely to be, or possibly a good goodies for Nigerians, particularly the downtrodden people.
Absolute. Like I said, okay, look at the previous administration. I wouldn't want to start mentioning names. When the Chibok issues happened, time of response to issues, that particular issue was the core of the negativity of that singular event. Asiwaju will respond timely to issues,
And promptly.
proactiveness, prompt, and that essentially is what I'm pointing out. He is very prepared for governance. He has his blueprints. Look at the recovery going on. This special private investigator looking into the mess in the Central Bank of Nigeria. We have never had it before in Nigeria. And look at the trillions that have been uncovered. It shows the man knows his onions and is ready to tackle them frontally. He is not new to governance. He is the architect of modern Lagos. I make bold to say that. He was on the forefront for the present day democratic tenets, as evidence in his achievement during the days of Nadeko, alongside his wife, Senator Oluwayemi Tinubu, of course, the President First Lady. He wasn't just a lay person. She wasn't a lay person. She was equally a partaker in the struggle herself. I mean, the First Lady. That made them left the shore of the country. You know, we all know how they left during the period of the military junta, risking their life, and then he had decided to leave his comfort zone to assist in building this nation. Actually, he's an A person. He was there in Deloitte. He was there at Mobile, and he has brought private practice, not public practice now, private practice to governance. And this is why he's always result oriented. You want to say we always make a course back to Lagos while he was a governor. Lagos is a mini Nigeria. And there is no tribe, no ethnic group that is not residual in Lagos. And he was able to make us cohabit in a very peaceful manner too, such that we won't have people from the east, from the north, becoming commissioners, becoming other of agencies in Nigeria. And he would not want the democracy himself and his wife risked their life for to go suffer erosion in the name of lacklusterness or lackluster or military intimidations, for instance. So I think we are lucky to have him as a president. I am just appealing and admonishing that we give him time. The mess on hand is what me know, you know. Even the former central bank, governor of central bank, the Emir of Kano, have had that even during the electionary campaign that anybody that will come and campaign and say it's going to be easy, please don't vote for that person, because he appreciates the enormity of the mess of the Nigerian finances. And through to time, he came, he took the bull by the horn, ensures that the subsidy was the very first to be clear of, and he equally appreciates the pain arising therefrom. But there is no gain without pain. I really want to appeal and pray to my people, to the Nigerians, to the citizenry, that will cooperate with him and will give him time. Like people will say severally that we don't expect magic. It's a gradual progression. All the mess has to be cleared and built. An enduring institution actually emphasizes building of institution that will outlive individual, not necessarily building individual, but his hallmark had always been putting in place institutions that will bring transformation to the Nigerian.
The type, do you think, he just had his ministers sworn in not long ago, and this, looking at his economic team, do you think they can meet the yearnings of Nigerians? Their expectation can easily be achieved. Yes, you have pleaded, you have asked for Nigerians to be patient with him, you have asked for Nigerians to see him as someone who is bringing a lot of goodies on the table. We had him yesterday, based on what you said. We had him yesterday. Initially he said 25,000, but now I think from all angles it's now 35,000 after meeting with the labor. But as it is now, do you think his economic team in place could do that magic?
The Minister of Finance, Honorable Wale Edun, is an economist of repute and the former commissioner of finance in Lagos State during the administration of Asiwaju. And of course, too, Honorable Yemi Kaduso, the governor of Central Bank, is a banker of repute. These are people that have been tested. They are EDs of was an ED of a reputable bank, and these are people that have proved they are meant to. I'll tell you for free that one thing you don't know about Asiwaju is that he doesn't come to start test run. I'll give you an instance. Asiwaju has always had his team and his study group even before now. That's why you come to see that on each of his birthdays, that we call them colloquium, issues that affect all sectors of the Nigerian nation are issues that are discussed at that forum with a view to providing solutions to some of those. So there have been documentations as far as the issues that affect the Nigerian nations are concerned. Don't forget that Asiwaju is a very, very studious person. I know that for free, that it makes time to read, it makes time to research a lot. Asiwaju has a knack for reflective thinking. He sees a path where others saw a dead end, and that is where we call him an achiever. Somebody that's a dogged fighter, somebody that you say, these are challenges, how do we want to summon this? You always have a knack for reflective thinking, and that's majorly put him ahead. And it's not just the economic team that will bring us out of the wood. The major difference between military and or unitary governance and democratic tenets is the legislature. Ashwaju was a senator, the vice president a senator, the chief of staff, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, a senator, the wife a 3-time senator, and good laws, we say, are precursor for a better society.
Yes, sir.
This is what is bringing on board in this present administration. These are personalities, these are individuals that actually represent democratic tenets. The core of democracy revolves around the legislature, because that is where we get feedback, input from the masses as to what affects them. There is a public hearing that transcends into law. So the president, the vice president, the first lady, the chief of staff are all an offshoot of legislature, which symbolizes democracy, which symbolizes freedom. So we have a very proactive mammoth team that could take us out of the woods. The NLC crisis yesterday was resolved by a team headed by the chief of staff, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila. The discussion went through the night. You said it now too, that initially they said 25,000. When it is very necessary to shift ground, they shifted ground to 35,000. And here we are today.
That makes him an easy listener.
It tells you the kind of government we have in place.
In
And it's not new to the person of Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila. When, even as a speaker, when we had the incident of xenophobic attack in South Africa,
yes,
he came on board and got that resolved. The ASU issue too was one of those two.
yes.
Even as a legislature,
at the last minute.
dabbling into executive activities, and all those experiences are what is bringing to bear now in his foray as the chief of staff. You can see that we can never have a better team
Than what we have
than
now.
what you have now. This is not a team that would reel out empty promises. No, Ashwaju is a man of his words, a man of integrity and honor too. In the recent past, when you have engagement with Labour, it might take another 2 weeks to say you want to reach out to the president, the outcome of such meetings. But you can see within the time limit, when there was a seemingly quagmire that no, 25,000 is not it. It's not for the junior staffs alone. Those are the core issues.
Yes, yes.
But within the time limit of less than 24 hours, all those grants were shifted.
But the
It shows
35,000,
the
but the
dynamics.
35,000 in question, or they are releasing, it's just for 6 months.
Well, like I said, governance itself is dynamic and it's a continuum.
Yes.
And they will continue to sit on the round table. The refinery, they are repairing by December, I understand.
It will
we'll
become
have
on
the
stream,
process. And like I said, governance is a gradual progression. They will sit down at when due to review some of these proceeds. If there will be need to inaugurate it at the appropriate time, they would. We are always so much in a hurry in this.
We are in a hurry because what we are going through individually, collectively, again, what we are going through is enormous.
But I can't agree with you, but you must agree with me that the decay never starts in a day.
Yes.
It never starts in a day. So that's why Rome was never built in a day, and you don't expect the man to be a magician. He is never a magician. He's a pragmatic person that will listen to the problems of the people with a view to getting them resolved. Ever since he came to office, he has never been seen in Nigeria. It's always either in Asia, in America, in Dubai, ensuring that we interact meaningfully, delivering papers, delivering lectures to ensure that we have a better nation. So, what is key in the circumstance is that the man has brought renewed hope and is walking the hope to all and sundry, which you must agree with me too. that is working the hope, not just sitting down and paying lip service to the hope. He is working the hope on a daily basis.
Agreeing with you on that stance. I'm talking about the downtrodden set of people. Don't you think it is important and necessary that the government of the day continually, the way they started, to always inform? There should be a communication. Because if you look at it now, the information minister is not even in the picture. And we've not heard anything from him. And the downtrodden people who are Nigerians who voted for him because they have trust in him, they are very sure of him, that yes, he will take them to that promised land. But the first thing he did was to remove the subsidy, as you've rightly said. Yes, the impact is being felt almost everywhere. But I know that for sure, given time, things will sort itself out. But that time, we don't have it as a Nigerian. That time, we, the downtrodden people, we don't have it. They said, okay, 35,000 naira for workers. What about those who are SMEs? What about those who are just flying, bean cake by the roadside? What about those who, even the motorists are making noise? Aside from the Lagos State government, who was able to reduce some of the rates of their transports, and who was able to bring the rail on board too to make life comfortable. But that one too is limited to a particular area. And I'm sure he's doing his best too to equally do the one that will move from Ikeja or wherever down to Kokomaiko or whatever. But what we are saying in essence is that, do we really have that time? Please.
Now, we all have a responsibility, a civic responsibility to our nation. Nations over the world found themselves in quagmire like this. I recalled the recession of 1945 in the United States. All hands has to be on deck, and it calls for sacrifices from all and sundries. What is key, paramount, which you agreed to, which you attested to them, that the governor of Lagos State, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has come up with a train from Maitu to Orile. You have had that coming towards the Ikeja houses too. So you have not said he's sitting down idle.
No.
He's doing. So it's a gradual progression. And that of the federal government too. The 35,000 naira for the civil servants, the SMEs, there is something from the SMEs too, even from that speech, which I read to, and from the masses too. So you go back to such speech. You have a responsibility too, as you in the media, to reach out, to assist in advocating to the masses. This is where I want to see. I have such responsibility. You have that too, to advocate government policies, government programs to the downtrodden in our various capacity and responsibilities. So we should be alive to our civil responsibility by ensuring that government programs are propagated adequately, especially to the downtrodden. So this is very, very key. Even the federal government too, I understand, is coming up with buses that are tuned to gas and that will not be using
petrol, PMS.
Gasoline and PMS, you know. So these are some of the concepts, these are the ideas. What is key, what is paramount is that the decay never starts in a day. So we don't expect the solution to be magic wand. It has to be a gradual progression, and it calls for cooperation from all our sundries. I quite agree that it's very, very difficult with our masses. But what do? We don't have any other nation than this. We have to salvage it together. And that is why the issue of the sacrifice comes on board. We're going to take a gradual progression. I see too that even initially when the subsidy was advanced, you recall that even there are some governors that staggered the number of times workers will come to work. 3 times a week, 4 times a week. These are still some of the sacrifices we are talking about. we should all do our bit to ensuring that we salvage this nation. The Nigerian nation is not Ashwaju's property,
No.
and he himself can decide to stay aloof. But this man came out from his comfort zone. The man is very, very comfortable. Came out from his comfort zone to want to salvage this nation. All of us should cooperate with him, pray for him, cooperate with him, and do our own bit as a people.
Thank you so much, very much,
It's my pleasure.
Honorable Egberunwe. Let me take you back a little. Taking you back in the areas of, was there the appropriate or the adequate synergy that's supposed to be between the Lagos State House of Assembly, legislative, and the executive? Is there any working relationship or working synergy? Because why I'm saying this, or why I'm asking this, because you are the right person, I believe, to ask. You are a two-time House of Assembly member and also a special advisor on legislative matters to the incumbent speaker. What arises during the commissioner's screening, I don't think we've ever experienced it in Lagos State. What can you say? What is your views on this? Because the thing is yet to be resolved finally. We still have about 5 commissioners outstanding.
You see, right from the time of Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I told you that his core had always been to put in place institutions that would transcend even the individual. We have what we call executive legislative party that comes up every year, and it is a rainbow of the executive and legislation. It takes about 3-5 days, where all the functionaries of the states are assembled in a place. They live there, and they interface, they socialize, and they shout out a course of the year under review. So there has always been a synergy between the states, and no state had ever been doing that even before Ashwaju brought in that concept, and that's why you can see the pace, the accelerated pace of the development in Lagos State, because those on the legislative and the executive are always on the same page as far as those programs are concerned. They buy into it, they are part of it. To your question on the issue of the screening of the commissioners, every arm of government has its own responsibility. But the responsibility of the legislative arm is to look into passage of the budget of the state, screening of commissioner
nominees,
oversight
functions.
of functions as to how those monies that were appropriated and being expended, all in the interest of the masses. So if we now stay outside, and if any arm of government is performing its own responsibility, if you don't seem to understand the language, you don't begin to fuel what does not really exist. The Speaker of the House of Assembly is a speaker 3 times running, and you know what that means in terms of experience and exposure. And he will always want to work in tandem with the governor of the state, all in the interest of the populace. Most times when issues are raised, it simply means a clarion call to duty that executive, look at this area, it can be better. And when it comes to the incidents or the issue of commissioners' nominees, the buck does not just stop with the executive. Don't forget, we have the party, we have the party leadership.
We have the GSCs and co.
So it is an umbrella of this system, the GAC, instituted by our rival leader, Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, not even the governor now, that will evolve list of commissioner nominees, and those names are passed to the State House of Assembly. And the State House of Assembly has a responsibility to do. You want to ensure even spread of these nominees. You want to ensure they are card-carrying members. These are some of the possible questions that comes to bear. He wants to ensure they have an idea, a concept of thinking, general thinking of the government of Lagos State. You want to ensure they have interest. For example, I can be a professor, I can be a professorial
They call some technocrats.
in Canada, for instance, who has never even been to Lagos. I'm just giving that such as an instance. You see, the core and the course of governance is sincerity of purpose and the interest. That is the core in any state of governance. So we don't know what would have gone through. And if the assembly has not done what is supposed to be done, it is still the masses that will say they are rubber stamp.
They are rubber stamp.
And anytime they are doing theirs too, we
They will say they are too rigid.
So we should just allow them to do their job. They are one member of the same family, the same party, the same family. And when they acknowledge issues, it's dynamics, it's a continuum, it's not static. I mean, governance. Just allow both sides, including the judiciary, to allow them to do their job, all in the interest of the masses and the people of the state.
Knowing fully well, sir, that Lagos State is a cosmopolitan city. And as you've rightly said, it's more or less a Nigeria of our own. Ladipo market was recently, Ladipo and Oyingbo market was recently shut down by the directive of the governor. And the governor himself visited those the two markets to see things for himself and to warn those there, considering the economic hardship we are going through. The closure will definitely affect a lot of our people plying their trades in that area. How quick or how soon do you think this could be resolved, or do you think it is necessary?
I am no longer in the government of the state, and I wouldn't know what would have informed the decision of the governor. But if a governor would leave his comfort zone in the seat of power and go to Oladipo market,
And
he's not just going there to play football, or he's just going on sightseeing, then you know that there is a very, very urgent reason for him to have left his office to that place. You will want to advance the economic import of the governor's decision, whilst not holding brief for the governor. But do you consider some of the environmental impact and the nuisance abating from some of these markets? Do you know that even some markets, they are combustibles that are lodged in some markets that can go up in flame and consume lives?
Yes, it has happened at Ladipo before.
So we will not blame a governor that will not sit down and will not be alive, attuned to his responsibility. Do we still have to blame that? You put lives that will go and will not come back as a result of some of these nefarious activities versus economic import. Economic can be redefined.
Yes.
But life that has gone will never come back.
It's gone.
And it can even affect a passerby. So we should just be supportive of our government. When axes are pulled down, when demolition are done, we want to blame the government. When those houses are there and they give way and people die, we blame the government. So we should strive and live up to our own civic responsibility too and cooperate with the government of the day. We voted them, we gave them the mandate to do, and we should allow them do what is necessary for them to be done. I know for sure Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is a very meek-hearted person. And he has been part of the blueprint of this present administration, this present democracy since 1999. He served under Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He served under Governor Fashola. And you can come to see that you cannot take the residual knowledge away from him at the tip of his hand. And that informs the level of development we are seeing in the state today. So allow them to do their job, and we are better off. Who will be the best for it?
Well, I'm still on that Ladipo Oyibo and possibly Ojo. But for now, let's go for a short break, please.
Hello and welcome to Live News. The immediate past Minister of Youth and Sports Development Chief Sunday Dare. The federal government of Nigeria has taken punitive action against the secretariat. Nigerians have expressed fear over the possible shutdown of businesses and job losses.
See, things are just going higher every day.
For a fact that going from here to Ombalinde before was at 300, but now is at the high side of 700, 800.
The subsidy costs us trillions of naira yearly. Such as a vast sum of money will have been better spent on public transportation, health care, school, housing, and even national security.
Yes, welcome back to Alive Politics. With me today is Honorable Muftar Egberungbe, aka Egbe. He has been with me for quite a while now, and he has been responding to questions relating to the activities, relating to matter of the states, at the same time, matter of Lagos State, because he was at one time a two-time House of Assembly member, a legislative advisor, senior advisor to Otumba Idashiru Ajayi Obasa in those days, and a one-time member of the House of Representatives, representing Apapa constituency. Thank you, sir, Mr. Muftar.
You're welcome, sir.
I said before we go on break that we will talk about it. It's just we have to be brief. Lagos State being a cosmopolitan state, at a point, the activities of the governor, some will say because it affected all tribes, plying their trade at Ladipo market, Oyingbo market, as well as Alaba Ojo. But the governor has visited the place. The governor has a good intention, but people sometimes are biased. They look at it from this angle that probably because we did not vote for the governor, that was why the governor is behaving like that. Meanwhile, this is a blueprint that has been in place over years. Just that Mr. Sanwo-Olu is fortunate to be there now and is the one to implement it. So it has nothing to, I believe it has nothing to do with what they are thinking or what they are saying. Could you please, in your own little way, and based on your experience on legislative matters, can you please shed light on this? Just a little.
Like I said, I'm no longer in the service of the Lagos State government, but for all I know, that where politics stops, governance starts. The period of politicking had passed and it's time for governance. And I must be quick to add to that. There is this, we always have this erroneous belief that it is only the Igbos or people of other tribes that adorn the Alaba markets. That is not true. We have very, very reasonable numbers of Yorubas. It's not even possible. This is, Mojo is a customary area by the Aworis.
Yes.
It is not possible, and I know that. I'm a Lagosian. I know that people that are doing that market, 50-55% of them are Yorubas. Whilst I agree that the Igbos might have a big capital to have big shops there, but in terms of numerical strength and numbers, the Yorubas, they are even the owners of most of the shops.
Of course.
Yes, it's their land.
Yes.
And they have, so there is no way you want to paint it a political coloration. Anytime the shops are closed, it will affect the Yorubas too.
Of course.
Yes. So the state has its own physical planning policies, and you must adhere stricter to those policies. And you won't come to hide under mere political hearsay so as to want to trivialize what the government has to do. The government has a responsibility, and the responsibility precludes security of lives and properties. And surely the governor will do what is expected of him to be done at the appropriate time. So you don't give such political colorations. No. The governor has a right to ensure abating of nuisance, ecological issues, and environmental degradation issues in some of these markets. So where you have markets where you have edibles or combustible, the governor will do what is necessary in the interest of the larger populace of the state to ensuring that lives and properties are secured. So this is the onerous, and this is where we are. We should allow the government to do its job. Where politicking stops, governance starts. So it's not all time that we want to politicize some of these government policies and concepts. So that's majorly my take on this.
What we are likely to expect, rain in Lagos. And you know Lagos is surrounded by water. And we've been having one minor issue or the other. Though the government is up to the task and they are ready, willing to do the needful. What advice in your own area? Because if you look at Apapa to your constituency, it's always for one water problem or the other. But presently, they have big gutters, they have everything, and their road network too is perfect. What advice can you give the state government, please?
Lagos is a land of 3,570 square meters, with a population of about 30 million, a mega city, and obviously we will generate waste. But our people, you and I know, of this waste, we throw them in our drains and gutters. The monies that government would have used to build more infrastructures, our hospitals, our roads, are what we use to cut this waste on a daily basis. Like I will say severally that we need to live up to our responsibility, our civic responsibility as a people, ensures that our waste are carted and you don't throw them in the drain so that you have easy flow of the rainwaters. Don't forget, Lagos State naturally is below the sea level. And by the time we have this flow, we had distorted the flow of the drains, then what do we expect? And we'll be shouting the governor or the government of the day. We try and live up to our civic responsibility. ensure we adhere to the physical planning laws. Some will even erect structures on drain paths, big structures. And when government removes it tomorrow, we start shouting. If it doesn't remove, there is a flow of water in the area, you shout again. What do you expect from the government? Live up to responsibility, cooperate with the government, act as whistleblower where necessary to ensure anybody that will disrupt government infrastructures or destroy or disrupt them. Act as own it and government infrastructures. See it as your home. Don't see it as a public property. But because in the long run, who eventually is the public? It's me and you. So we all have to suffer it. Cooperate with the government, act as whistleblower where necessary, so that we can have an ideal, livable environment for all and sundry. So that's my take.
Thank you, sir. I want to check you on palliative. Recently, the federal government doled out some money to the states, from the states to the local government. But some are complaining that the palliative doesn't go down there. I know for sure that in Lagos State, with the eagle eye of the legislators in Lagos State, they were able to monitor, to see that the distribution is equitable enough to the masses. But in some states, we've not even heard of anything in relation to this palliative. It was meant to hit the ground running, so that the downtrodden people will be able to feel the projected impact of the present day government. So what is your take on this?
Well, like you said, I can of course only speak for my state, and that is what I see, that I know. I know that in my state, in Lagos State, the council chairman, the members of the House of Assembly, the House of Representatives, even the senators, all came with one form of palliatives or the other. Just last weekend, I still saw Senator Tokunbo Abiru, reading out palliatives to his constituents. So also is Senator Wasiu Eshilokun, a former Deputy Speaker of Lagos House of Assembly, reading out same. And so also my local government and Apapa. And I must be quick and swift to add that what they did even this time around that I am happy with is that it doesn't involve around just party structures alone. The CDAs are involved, the state identity card, what do you call it? The lateral. Yeah, are some of the precautions you just need to show that you live, and they are carried along. So I think I must commend the government of Lagos State, the governor, the speaker, and the council chairman for being responsive to the plight of our people, as well as this business of subsidy removal and the pains are concerned. But like I said too, it can never be enough. It is a gradual progression. I only want to ask that we too, we are responsive and responsible too. Because I recall situations where you have people there queuing on the line, it doesn't have one, and some are going there to collect 2-3 times. So these things affect some of our moral fabrics too. Yeah. Is it the state government that will still come and control that? They've given you yours, you still go to the back again to want to collect 2-3, and so I think our moral fabric as a people too has to be reviewed and looked into. We are people of virtues and character, and we should ensure we stay at that, so that if you start tripping like that, you're always sabotaging the efforts of the government. And where is the government? It's still me and you in the long run. So that's my take. My clarion call is just for other states to emulate what is happening in the states. We don't need to be shy of some of these things. States that are not done well should come down and see what is happening in Lagos State and emulate, so that we can have a seamless program or activities.
Well, thank you, my honorable. Just for the last time, and your party gift to Nigerians. What is your advice, sir?
My prayers, my admonishment to the people of the Nigerian nation, like I said at the beginning of this program, is that we have, for the first time, had, maybe after the election of Obafemi Awolowo or Azikiwe, the first time we are having somebody in the presidency, a person of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that has a blueprint for the Nigerian nation. And that is why you see him trying to tackle some of our societal, economic issues frontally, seamlessly. He knew the value of democracy. He fought for it. He risked his life for it, as evidenced during the struggle of Nadeko. And we were lucky to have a first lady that believes in the activities of the husband. It's not easy to have been facing the military junta and your wife to jump suit with you. If your wife had been a layback and would not give him the necessary support, maybe today we would have chickened out at the stage. You know how women can. So the first lady was a partaker in the struggle. She believes in the struggle, they did the sacrifice, and now the democracy has come to stay. And I can assure you that such personalities will not want to allow democracy win the way at the expense of lacklusterousness. And that is why they are putting all hands on deck to ensure that we have an egalitarian society where we have equal opportunities for all and sundries. I can say that the major difference between military government and civilian government or democratic governance is the legislature. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was a senator. The vice president, Kashim Shettima, a senator. The chief of staff, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, a speaker of the House of, former speaker of the House of Representatives. The first lady, a senator. The SDF, too, George Akume, was a former senator. So they symbolizes democratic tenets. They believe in it, they fought for it, and they will not allow it to suffer via lackluster. They are committed to it, and they know how to work the government. Look at the way the chief of staff was handling issues, even while he was a speaker, a legislature. He solved the xenophobic attack issue we had with the South African then, the ASU strike, the doctor strike. You can go on and on. And that was why it was seamless for him to engage the NLC just today and yesterday, and we are able to reach an equilibrium. And I think we will continue from there. Let's allow this team do their job. Let's just persevere. Let's be just sacrifice, and I think we, the masses, will be the better off for it.
Thank you. Honorable Egberumbe, sitting with me and discussing issues. His takeaway is that Nigerians should please persevere. Be patient with this government. Work hand in hand. Do your own quota. Contribute your own share in order to get the best out of this government. This government has, according to him, he said this government has a lot to give Nigerians. But it is up to us, you and me, you looking at me, to please be patient. Be patient to the man next door to you. Be patient to the country. Yes, we all understand what everyone is going through. But the government are aware of what we are going through. And they are willing, working day and night, all through, to ensure that the democracy we have does not go down. we are ready, they are ready. And he, according to him, said, use it pacifier. On this note, I'll say thank you, Honorable Egberumbi. And my viewers, I'll see you on Wednesday with another guest and another topic. Thank you. Stay alive. God bless you.